So I want to talk about the Milton model and hypnotic language that bypasses, some people's emotional states while being ethically influential, especially with buying behavior. Milton Erickson, he was a medical hypnotist who used storytelling and metaphors and indirect suggestion to create change without resistance. Uh, Pretty insane. Right. So his focus was influencing the unconscious mind using trance states, pacing and leading, and embedded commands. And this was all to focused on reducing activity in the prefrontal cortex that allowed things to open up. Right. Because in high, I just want to mention this. I mean, I'm not one that really believes in this shit. I mean, I'll just be straight up, really transparent with you. But high-tech objections are often not logical. Like they're emotional and they're unconscious and tap into the prefrontal cortex. And if you shift the internal story, like you shift the buying decision, right? And the Milton model lets you lead kind of without resistance because often prospects feel these exact same fears of fear, indecisiveness, overwhelm, or just they just have analysis paralysis. So with his language pattern, it's this, right? He starts by pacing and leading. So start by reflecting their current state and then lead them to a new one, right? Like you're here reading this and maybe wondering what could shift for you today. And as that happens, a new possibility can open up. Like you're just like, pacing and leading. And then you move on to embedded commands, right? Like you might start to feel excited about what that means for you for your next chapter. Like, or some people find themselves deciding faster than they expected, right? You're like having them pre-buy. Like you use this when the buyer is close but they're scared. Like it helps them imagine saying yes without feeling pressured. And then there's also double binds, which gives the illusion of choice while leading both paths towards action, right? So it's like, when you have an event and they're like, okay, scan this QR code or go to this website to take this action. It's the exact same action, just two ways. Just gives them a decision. Or an example is like, would you prefer to start now or after the Q&A? Are you more excited about the weekly calls or the bonuses? They choose them, but it's like to get to the same goal, right? It removes the binary like yes or no dynamic, and it reframes them into when and how they'll actually buy. Revisit this content is powerful. Embedded commands with double binds are like, you do those two things, it's like very powerful. Fourth thing I want to touch on, truisms and tag questions. So state obvious truths followed by a light suggestion. So you tell them you've probably invested in things that didn't work before, haven't you? You already know how powerful it is when you decide, don't you? Right? Like you're basically answering for them, allowing them to open up, right? It builds agreement, those micro yeses, and it softens resistance while leading attention. Like you're still the one leading the conversation. 5, conversational post-hypnotic suggestions. So plant a behavior to happen later, like when the prospect is actually more receptive. So an example, later tonight, when you're thinking about what we discussed, you'll probably feel even clearer about this. Or as you sleep on this, your mind may start finding reasons to make this make more sense. Right? When a prospect says, I need to think about it, it gives their subconscious something to do during that reflection time. Right? So the big idea is like this type of language, like how he labels it as hypnotic language, it's powerful. But it must be used with the intent to help. Right? Like, are you leading them to a better version of themselves, or are you just like closing them for money? Like, is your language expanding their power, or just like kind of like bypassing their fears? Like, you want to empower your people. So, as an exercise, you could choose 3 closing statements you regularly use and reword them to embed a command inside. So originally, if you're like, hey, if you're ready, we can get started. You might instead say, yeah, you might notice yourself feeling ready to get started now. Powerful stuff, right? And then the double bind setup, right? Instead of do you want to start, use, hey, would you prefer to start this Friday or Monday? Are you leaning more towards option A or B? These patterns will lower resistance all the way down and give you an opportunity to make the sale.